Hope all is well. Just needed to get out the house, You know, message today is tonight is, life be life, and you got to sometimes in life you just got to be honest with yourself and say to yourself that it's not okay. Hey, what's up, Doc? What's going on? I'm always me and you, man. There's always a reason. Yeah. Um, just need to get some air. When you go through the vicissitudes of life, you know, it hurts. You understand? It's okay not to be okay. I'm in a situation where I'm not okay. I'm not at liberty to discuss certain details of that. I'm not, you know, in an okay situation. Trust me, I love God. I love the Lord Jesus. I believe that He's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that and actually think. But I'm in a situation. I'm back. I had the Wi-Fi on when I'm walking. It hits other Wi-Fi's and it interferes with 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 the live and everything. Imagine you lost your significant other and you you lost your spouse, you lost your life partner, and used to do things with your significant other, like going to the movies and going out to dinner and things of that nature. And then when your spouse is gone, it's like you never get the chance to experience that again. I have two boys from my late wife, and it's not easy. Hey, Chad, hello. What I'm talking about life hits different when you lose a significant other, particularly a spouse who's no longer here, and you were so accustomed to do things with your spouse, and right now in life you just can't do things the way that you used to do, you know, because you had a significant other. I do have my son. My son, wants me to go to the movies with him. Of course, I'm going to take him out to the movies because he's 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 all I got. I got two boys. I got a 20-year-old, and I went through a lot with my 20-year-old, you know. But I'm just treading lightly with my relationship with my 20-year-old because he lost his mom. Both my boys lost their mom, you know. And when it comes to grief and loss, people process grief and loss differently, you know. And it's just like loss upon loss upon loss. And there's something currently I'm going through and I'm not at liberty to discuss because of the legality of it, and that really, really, really hurts. If I don't, I don't want to spill the beans, and if I spill the beans, I don't want to be in trouble. But when I'm speaking about, you know, I, I can't do the things that I used to do, and my thing is, will I ever be happy again to experience love based on current disappointment? You know what I'm saying? You know, it it hurts, and like I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss. You know, Bones, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just letting y'all know, in life, you had certain expectations in life. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, Chad. You say I hope you can get through this hard time. It is a hard time. I had expectations in life. I had expectation to grow gray hairs, with a significant other and enjoy the rest of my life. For her life to be cut short because of a heart attack. She died back in October 26, 2018. And it still hurts, you know? Thank you so much. He said, hi, I'm a small YouTuber. I consider myself a small YouTuber. I don't have thousands of subscribers and everything. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. And I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about, you go through the vicissitudes of life. I'm literally going through some stuff, and I'm trying to you know, hold on to that thread, you know. I agree with you, Bones. It says, loss never goes. How you doing, Alyssa? Say hi. He said, what's up, dude? That's a lot of bodies. I hope you make it big one day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All pain is all that you express love we didn't get to show. Carter Kirk, you're not a nobody. You are somebody good. Thank you so much. I try not to cry, man. I'm the type of person that, I have a good heart. I like to see people in a good space in their life. I'm a benevolent person, but sometimes I feel like my benevolence, has been taken for granted. And right now, I'm currently going through a situation that my benevolence was taken for granted, and it hurts. It just hurts. You know, that's why in this world, you got to be careful who you come encounter with in life, because you never know who you may meet out here, and it hurts. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I can not express a side of me that yearns for a relationship, and I'm a relational person, but I feel like that has been hijacked, kidnapped. It had been apprehended where I cannot express that in this current time right now. I should be enjoying family life, things of that nature. And I'm gonna do the best as I can with my 14-year-old. He's all I have, and he lost his mom at an early age. And I'm gonna do all I can to be in his life, to make sure that he has a dad. The only parent that he has is me, and I'm doing the best I can to raise him, to try to raise him the best way I know how, to raise him as a man of character, as a man of morals, to do right in his life, not to scheme in this life, and it hurts. It hurts. But like I said, the other aspect of me had been hijacked, or has been apprehended, because I cannot able to express that, because I'm a good person. Right now, I'm going through therapy because of what I'm going through currently, and like I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss, because I got a couple more months to go. You know, you know, loss. It feels bad, Chad said, I'm not good with words. I hope You get better through grief. People can grieve for so many continuous years, and that's okay, but it hurts. It really hurts, yes. I never forget when I lost my late dad back in 2007. That was my friend, my pal. The reason why I could call him my friend, my pal, because in my adult age, I used to have conversation with him about, tips on marriage and everything, because I look at my dad as the epitome of what a man is, and for his life to be cut short at the age of 60. I miss my friend, my pal, my patriarch, my father. At least I could say in my lifetime I had a father in my life, but he's no longer here. He would have been 70 something, and I miss his voice. I miss his voice. Many times he came through when I was going through a relationship breakup. I'll never forget. And he was there. You know, he was that kind of dad. He was there. You know. You know. The life on this world is very short. It is. I agree with you, Asa. Victoria said, hi. It's just like and subscribe to you. Thank you so much. And I was wondering if you can add me to the stream. I can. Right now I'm on the phone. If one day when I get the time and see the comment section, I would definitely add you. Right now, as I'm live, I just cannot add you. I don't know how to do it. It just said add as a moderator. It doesn't give me that. It doesn't give me that ability to like add you right now pivotally. But when I do go on my laptop, I would definitely add y'all. For those who communicated with me, give me some words of encouragement. Thank you so much, Victoria. Chad said, I'm somewhat know what you're going through because my grandmother just got through pneumonia and she was put on hospice. I don't know what to do when she passed. When I went up to see her, she wasn't the same. I feel you, my brother. I had a grandmother. She passed away she passed away at the age of 93. And I was her first grandson. And she used to always call me her main squeeze. And I miss her till this day. I miss so many gems that she dropped in my life, because I was her first grandson. So I even miss her because I did her eulogy as a preacher. People think that we as preachers, we're Superman. We're not. I'm a debunk that as preachers, even though we are anointed, we're not Superman. We human too. We may not overtly say it, to y'all, but after we preach, we go home and we have to deal with the vicissitudes of life just like everybody else. But maybe I'm that person. I'm just overt to express that anointed preacher's not Superman. So I understand how you feel about your grandmother, the person that you were so dear to, that who play a significant part in your life growing up and everything. Thank you so much, Carter Clerk. Any relationship to Charlie Kirk, the one who got shot, if you are, my condolences. I believe that just because he had an opinion, we may not agree what he was talking about. I feel like his life shouldn't be taken away like that. There's so much evil in this world, man. Like it's like nowadays, it's like you can get shot for you having a voice and having an opinion. It's crazy. This world is sick and demonic out here. But like I said, I'm trying to deal the process of this loss. It's not easy. I have my crying days, man. Because I miss beautiful, wonderful moments in a marriage. I miss good times in a marriage. And it's unfortunate that I can't experience that. It hurts. I'm just letting y'all know, it hurts like hell. And to see other people, happy in their relationships, and I'm not hating on anybody's relationship. I'm not. I just miss relationship. I miss intimacy. I miss all of that. I'm not gonna fake the funk and say I don't. I do miss, and that's what hurts a lot. I can't get to like right now. I'm seeing two couples right now. They in all white. Look like beautiful, gorgeous couple. Do I wish I could be in their position in their spot? Yes, I wish I would be like that. And they look like they're going to an all white affair. And I'm here in any place, Long Island. I can't express that aspect of love, and it hurts. It hurts. You know. Thank you so much, Asap. Man, so always remember your father and pray to God to forgive him and to protect him. And it's great. Yes, he died as a Christian. I just want to let you know, but he died. He died when he had a heart attack and everything. So, I miss him so dearly. He died September 25th. You know, 2007. They look like gorgeous couple, man. I just wish I was doing that tonight. Take my late wife. But I just can't experience that. Yeah, Carter Kirk says sorry for your loss. Yeah, don't cry. Yeah, it's like you have good people like me yearn to love, yearn to be with somebody, and you can't express that. You know, I'm a type of person. You know, I'm your Tony Terry. When I'm with you, I hear a sound that makes me love. I'm that dude. I'm that Key Sweat. I will never do anything to hurt you. I'm a lover, man, and it's just unfortunate I can't express that. I feel like that has been ripped from me. You understand? And it hurts. You know? How you doing, hum? You said black. Victoria said okay. Chad said, oh, she was only 7 years away from being 100. Yes. My grandmother would have been 100 some years to be at 100. What's up? The minutes say hi. How you doing? How you doing? Chad said, oh my, your singing voice is beautiful. Thank you so much. I've been told that, I don't think I got the most melodious voice, but some said, I do have a voice, I just love love, man. And a person like me who loves love, I just can't like express that. I just can't express that that real organic artistry of love. I, I just can't, because the current situation I'm going through that I'm not at liberty to discuss, and the loss of my late wife, you know, it just hurts, man. And my son loves to play with me. I love to play with him and everything, but he just doesn't know. And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at my late wife in him, because he looks like my late wife. He got his some of her features, and I'm like, you know, trying not, you know, I just miss my boo, man. I just miss love. If you have a significant other, ladies and gentlemen who listen to my sound of my voice, appreciate them while they're still alive. You know, you know. And I'm 52, about to turn 53. My fear factor is this: that that maybe the rest of my days, I will never in this lifetime experience love again. And I do. You know, it just hurts. Moto said, "Man, I'm so sorry for your loss." Yeah, I go to therapy every 2 weeks on a Tuesday, letting my therapist knows about, you know, the vicissitudes of life that I'm going through and everything. It helps sometimes talking to a therapist and everything. It just hurts, man. If you, it just hurts, man. I want to experience love again, man. But at the same token, I don't want to be robbed or disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's crazy out here in these streets. You know, when you meet a person, you know, it's crazy. You know, how you doing, Cerise Brewster? Yeah, thank you for understanding, man. You know, you want to be in a relationship where you you know you could have this sense of trust and a safe place of trust, and don't feel like the partner that you're dealing with has pulled the rug from you and do kind of evil acts. You don't, you know, you don't want that to be your portion in life, and particularly in a relationship, you know, and everything. Thanks for agreeing, Sharice Brewster. You know, that's why I needed to get out and get some breath air. It's like, you know, imagine several years later after the loss, and you find yourself in a house. You know, you find yourself in a house. You know, what if my spouse were to be alive? You know, I could be in a house with her and with my family. We could do a movie night with my family and everything, or you know, Netflix and chill. You know, I I cannot express that. Yesterday I was laying in my beds, starting at the ceiling cringe, because I just wanted someone to hold me and not let me go. I feel you, my man. Some people, we feel that way. You know, we yearn for companionship and love and that nurturing, you know, when you don't get it, you feel some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely know how you feel, because that's how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? I feel for you too, my man. Vice says sending love from Wyoming. Thank you so much. Love you all, man. Thank you so much for taking the time out of y'all busyness, you know, to hear brother out, you know. I'm just letting you know, maybe I'm the most overt person to ever to express loss, giving loss of voice. I can't suffer in silence any longer. I'm just letting you know the voice of a person like me who lost someone and everything. And maybe I could be the voice of the voice and let y'all know how I'm feeling. And I'm quite sure y'all feel the same way if you have experienced loss of some kind. This is how I'm feeling on a beautiful night like this. Like right now, I'm seeing two other couples walking. And I'm like saying, yo, that's supposed to be me. You know, get my swag on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, play with my wife and, you know, have good times. You know, go to a restaurant, you know what I'm saying, with some nice music, you know. But I can't get the chance to get to experience that. You know what I'm saying? Can't. Can't get the chance to experience that. You know? I see these couples, they look like a nice couple, man. And I wish I could be holding hands, man. But I can't. X-Ward said, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't busy. All right, fam. He said, what happened? Your wife left you? Like I said, I'm not going to get into specific on that aspect, but but I'm still a widower at the end of the day. You know, I just can't express that. The hater said, "Escape the Matrix." I know you try to put laughter in me. You know, I'm not Neo, and I could go into another universe. I can't do that. You know, definitely cannot do that, fam. You're a funny dude, man. You made me laugh, though, man. You know, you made me laugh. But like I said, I can't experience that, and it hurts. It hurts because I'm a lover. I'm a bona fide lover. But I just can't express the love and everything. I mean, I have memories, but it doesn't pale in comparison to having somebody now to love. You know, crack jokes with. You know. The hater said, "Just believe you can." I believe so. Right now, when you're going through right now, it's like you can see it. You don't see it. You don't see it. But you know, if my memory serves me correctly, um, I think without faith it is impossible to please God. You know, yeah. He who comes to God must believe that He is, and He's a rewarder to them that diligently seek Him. You know, yeah. I just have to have faith. Thank you so much, the haters. You know, you know. I just need to get some air, cause air it's bored to be at home. You know what I'm saying? And everything, but God got me in a consecrated place not to, you know, compromise my Christian walk because I'm going through the vicissitudes of life. You know, Chris Rogers says, Charlie Clerk, R.I.P. I pray that he made it to heaven. Like I said, it's unfortunate that he got shot this way because he had an opinion. And nobody, whatever political spectrum you're on, whether the left or the right, nobody should get shot and killed. You know, we have countless people with voices who got shot and killed. John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King. Who else? Malcolm X. I mean, the list goes on, you know, because they had a voice. And one F said, if you ever find yourself doing a question and answer at an American university, do not say, let's have a quick fire round. I don't do, that's one thing I don't do. I don't go into lecture halls and have debates. I don't do that. I try to place, I be in the safe place, you know what I'm saying? One time I thought about doing something like that, to get people talking. But after this political climate, and right now we're living in a crazy time with this person in office. It's a crazy time right now nowadays. What's up?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, it's just a crazy time in this season of even politics. It's just a crazy time. You know, you can never know what someone is going through just by their looks. Some people may smile, but they're dying inside. Yeah, it's true. Hey, how you doing, my brother? God bless you, my brother. Chilling, chilling, chilling. I hear you, man. Yeah, just doing my Facebook, my YouTube live. Yeah, yeah. Just getting off of work, right? Yeah, yeah. Respect. God bless you, man. Yeah. But yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Chad. You have countless of people that you meet each and every day. You never know they just going through inside, and I'm like one of the ones, just going through inside, man, because I long for relationships and enjoyment and love. You know, Cherie Brewster said, "I love your video, and it's thank you so much. I appreciate you. I just want to, I just want to keep it real 100. No additives, no feelings. Just real, uncut, with no, editing and using Filmore, you know, editing tools and stuff like that. I could do that, but I want people to feel me organically. I'm skilled in if you watch my other videos, I'm skilled in that, but I just want people get I think we need to get back into real, you know. Excuse me. Excuse me. Bless you. I'm saying God bless you to my own self. You know. I've been sneezing a lot, lately because I seem like I got the reverse allergies, you know. Um, Once again, thank you, Sharice, for saying you love my video. N1 says, man mentioning Malcolm X and Martin Luther King on the same sentence as, what I mean, people who got assassinated. Like I said, whatever political or social activism, whatever position, people got shot for what they say. You know, Martin Luther King got shot because of what he said. Charlie Kirk got shot because of what he said. He may not been popular. I didn't agree with a lot of things he said, especially with people of color. But like I said, no one should be killed because they have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you. N1 safe, saying Palestine doesn't exist. You know, he may be out of pocket for saying that, but should he get shot for his statements? No, nobody should get shot. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're speaking when you speak it right or you speak it wrong, nobody should get shot. You know what I'm saying? You know. Sharice Brewster said, my cell is acting up. I hope your cell phone is okay. Chad said, bless you. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man. I just feel like I just want to get out and get some air. And it's like I don't have a boo to talk to, you know, you know, a significant other, you know. So I just feel like I just want to scream, like, ah! Sometimes I feel I want to do that, because what I'm going through right now, you know. I told my son I just want to get out and get some air, and I'm not gonna stay out here long because I don't want to leave him in the house by himself. He's 14. I mean, he can handle himself. But I just want to get some air. Letting y'all know it's hard for me. Loss is a hard thing to go through. Loss of all sorts, loss of a loved one, and loss due to unforeseen circumstance. Loss is crazy, and that's what I'm dealing with this kind of loss, and it hurts, man. I just want to thank y'all all for listening to me and everything. I appreciate you. Even those who put their their political views, you know, in the midst of how I'm feeling. It's funny how I can able to answer. I don't know, man. It seems like God is giving me the ear of the sound of the voice of the people. I've been educated enough to even hold a conversation on a political note. I don't claim that I'm a bona fide political analyst, but I think I know something. Chad said, of course, I always listen to people who have to speak about their struggles. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sharif Brewster said, I am happy. I am a happy person, and I see you have pain. Okay, it's better. Thank you so much, Sharice. I appreciate your words of encouragement. I just want to live. I just want to live and enjoy life. Right now I'm in a season where I just can't enjoy life on that level. And yes, I have a son. And I do father things with my son and all, but it's a different dynamic when you're in a relationship with someone and everything, and you cannot experience the elements of that love, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about like in relationships, and I can't artfully express that, because I'm just a lover. You know what I'm saying? Chad said it's my brother's 20th birthday today. Happy birthday to your brother. Praise God. Happy birthday. So your brother was born in 2005. Survey says, ding, correct. Because my son turned 20, June 6th. Yep. When you said 20, my oldest son, he's 20. And I'm praying that our relationship gets better. Boy, put me through a lot, I've been through a lot with him. You know what I'm saying? But happy birthday to your brother, man. Y'all gonna celebrate? Cherie Brewster said Libra. I think he probably trying to say Libra. Um, Born October 6th, and I don't follow zodiac signs, but according to my zodiac, I am a Libra. But like I said, I don't follow the zodiac because According to the zodiac, as a Libra, I suppose it has the scales balance, the balancing scales. But like I said, I don't follow that. But yes. I think it's probably a typo error with what you have written. Thank you, Cerise Brewster. I appreciate you. And like I said, when I get on the laptop, those who have communicated with me, I'll subscribe to y'all, because y'all took the time out and just to lift my spirits up. You know, like I said, I just want to enjoy love again. That's all. I just love love, man. The the dating dynamic the landscape has definitely changed. And like I said, you got to be very careful who you meet out here in these streets. He said, yes, we are going to career house, restaurant, all right, Sunday or tomorrow. And today he went to the mall, got some new clothes, shoes, and got new haircut. That's what's up, man, all right? He's going to be looking sharp and dip, baby. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I remember I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm 52 going on 53. You know. September, Sharice, September. You said September. I think that's where you stop at. Yeah. If that's your birthday month. If that's your birthday month, happy birthday to you, Sharice. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. But yeah. I appreciate y'all, listening to me. Like I said, when okay, that's your birthday month. Happy birthday to you. If your birthday is coming up, happy future birthday to you. Yeah. And September is a trialsome year. Like it's just a lot. Y'all just pray for me. I'm going to get off this YouTube space. I'm glad I'm on this YouTube space because the Facebook's she said thank you. Oh, you quite welcome. You quite welcome. And God bless you richly. Pray that God continue to give you longevity. I pray that God gives you your heart's desire, and bountiful blessings to come into your life, And this, like I said, this is me. I like to encourage and everything, but sometimes I feel like in life, I've been robbed, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining and everything, but I just feel like I've been robbed, and knowing the kind of heart of a person that I am. You know what I'm saying? Chad said. Yeah, Chad said. And on the 18th is my best friend of 3 to 4 years birthday. Oh, praise God. Yeah, happy birthday to your friend. Yeah, on the 18th, your best friend. And I pray bountiful blessings to your best friend too, Chad. Yeah. But y'all just pray for me, okay? That I lived through this. I just don't want to be alone. The word of the Lord says it's not good for man to be alone. I just want to, spend my life with someone who I can love and adore and appreciate. I don't want a toxic person. Thank you so much, Sharice. And I've been told I have a good heart, and know it hurts in this dating landscape. Good people like me with good hearts, it seems like it's like there's so many bars and so many certain expectations, that makes it complicated in the world of dating. You understand? Sometimes it's a scary place, I go on Clubhouse, rooms, and it's just like crazy how people view dating in this 21st century contemporary time that we are living in. You know what I'm saying? Chad said, "Will do, and I will pray for you today, tomorrow, and every day that I remember to." Thank you so much. Cleve said, "A," the letter A. This word brought today by the letter A. Green Brown said, "This guy is scared you're never going to make it out here if you soft." You know, it's so it's so many unspoken rules in this dating thing, man. It's so many unspoken rules, and it makes it complicated. I'm hearing so many conversations about dating, about yeah, now you hit now this there's this buzzword called Sims. And it's like a man has to go to do excessively to try to prove his human heart capacity to a female, and and what if that female is not fully embracing all he's trying to do to try to impress, and that female is just probably using that male and not really showing any genuine kind of, you know, communication. You understand? I don't know what happened to your message, because I don't know if YouTube has a filter that takes away messages like that, you know. But there's a thing called Sims, and I'm learning, you know, because I'm 52, and it's not like I'm in my 20s in this contemporary time frame. It Things were different, you know, when I was in my 20s and my 30s in a relationship arena. But I'm a 52 going on 53. When it comes to relationship in this contemporary time frame, it's right now in my age bracket, it's like slim pickings, because most people, particularly women, you know, and I'm a Generation X. I was born 1972. It's like slim pickings. Most of them got kids. Some of them are married. Some probably divorced and have kids, who have adult kids. You know, things of that nature. It's like slim pickings. It's like it's not easy for me at this age to, you know, meet a person. You understand? To meet my person and everything. It's challenging. It's slim pickings. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like in my time, in this contemporary time that I'm living in right now, is hard and it's challenging for me. You understand? Especially you're looking for a certain person, you know, a God-fearing person, and it's challenging because there's so much unspoken rules, and you know, it's like I was on a clubhouse. You know, they say in this day and age and dating, you know, do you have to pay to play? Since when dating became a game? You know, since when we play, now it's time for dating for dollars, starring, you know, it has gotten to that point, you know, you know, you know, do women want to date most women want to date six-figure men, or do they want to be with a man, you know, who has a blue-collar job, but he's bringing home good money? But it's like, it's hard out in these streets, you know. It's like, you know, people will frown upon, you know, people like me, you know what I'm saying? You know, who can have a good time and have all qualities, but they'll look down on you know, whether I fit a certain economic bracket. You know, it's crazy out here in these streets, man. It's too much rules, man. Like it makes it hard. And I when I was on the clubhouse space, they were saying, did women mess up the dating game? You know, because of so many unrealistic expectations and stuff like that. Yeah, I listen, but I tried, and sometimes, I have to take myself out of the clubhouse because right now I don't have anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anybody to laugh with, to communicate with, to be intimate, in a marital setting. I don't have that, and it hurts. It hurts, you know, and everything. And I want to experience love again. You know, you know. Well, y'all just pray for me, all right? Thank y'all so much. I just want to say I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for commenting. I appreciate y'all. Even those who brought their political expressions, even though tonight politics wasn't the discussion, even in the midst of how I'm feeling, I still have the strength of muster to talk about other things that are currently going on in this world today. And I just want to say thank y'all so much. Just want to say I appreciate you all, and y'all have a wonderful, blessed evening. And God bless you. Love y'all all. Goodbye. If I can end this.